Hi everyone, welcome back to Infinity Wealth. On this particular video, we're going to be talking about auctions. Because a lot of people have reached out to us and they want to find out more about auctions. So, you know, I've been to many auctions over the years, and I've purchased properties in auctions. But one of the main reasons why I've decided to do this video now is also, you know, there are times when you should go to the auction, especially in a recession. You know, you're more likely to pick up a bargain because most people are scared of actually investing. But as long as you do your due diligence, you know, you're able to pick up these deals. So what I wanted to do today, and also with auctions, you know, there is a set time limit in auctions. You can be granted extensions, but generally there are either 21 working days, sometimes there are a 6-week extension or a 4-week extension. And you really need to do your due diligence prior to the auction. So we'll show you in the course, because we are going to be running a course on auctions. So if you are interested, please get in touch. But we'll show you the amount, you know, the due diligence that you need, and also the tricks that they play within the auctions, because often deals that you think are deals are not actually deals, because you know, often things are sold in the auction because they're problematic properties, basically, right? So we'll teach you all about the problematic properties as well, and what to look out for, right?
And the whole step by step. From we're going to take you through
everything.
From the beginning to towards the end of getting into the actual auction room as well.
So it's we've highlighted this auction, which we are going to go to as well, right? And we've highlighted a few properties which we think are interesting.
Very interesting.
So we will show you those deals and work through the deals, basically. But you do have to be careful. You know, you can pick up bargains at auctions. But above all, due diligence, and also we'll show you how to read through all the auction crap, basically all the bump, right? And to decipher that. So auctions are great, providing you get it right. The other reason why a lot of people like buying in auctions is because you can get the property within 4 weeks, and you can get the keys, and you can start work. Right?
Exactly.
So let's begin. So the first one that we thought was really interesting is a property. So where is it, Kiki?
Plumstead, this one here.
Okay, so this property in Plumstead we thought was very interesting. It's on the market, or the guide. Now the other thing is you've got to be careful in auctions. Don't be fooled by the guides going, oh, that's cheap, right? Often what auctions do is to generate a buzz. They often put the prices quite low, and people go, oh, well, that's not worth it. It's not the case. They deliberately put it low to generate interest in that particular property. So on par, mostly in auctions, you're more likely to pay about 15 to 20% over the guide, basically, just depending on how the auction's going. So we'll show you how to do the due diligence as well. So this particular one in Plumstead the guide is on for 100,000. Now,
which you would think straight away.
So immediately when I saw this, I thought, well, this could be interesting, even if it went for 170,000. Plumstead, you know, it's a 2-bed, 2 up, 2 down. Plumstead, this should easily fetch about 350. Right. So there is a lot of margin in there, but you need to go and view the property. And in auctions, they always have viewing times. So we'll guide you through that. You know, when we do our courses, we'll guide you through that. So this is one that we thought was really interesting. What's the next one, Kiki?
So the next one is in Wembley's number 8, which is this one here. Okay.
So this particular one, again, what struck me, the guide is basically 100,000. It's in Wembley, right? It's a 2-bedroom flat in Wembley. Now the reason why is it 3 bedroom?
3 bedroom.
Okay, 3 bedrooms in Wembley. So a guide of 100,000 is very cheap. There's a reason why it's cheap, and this is because the lease is expiring. Now, they have actually applied for a Section 42 of an extension of the lease. Now, you need to do your due diligence on that, and we'll show you how to do that. But potentially, this could be a really good property to buy, providing you've done all your due diligence prior to going to the auction. So we'll show you how to do that as well. Right? So what's the next one?
Next one is number 19 in Highbury, which which is this one here. Oops.
So what I've tried to do is I've tried to show you as a developer, I've tried to show you different deals that I'm interested in, and you know that's one thing that we'll do in the course. You know, we are not a type of person who just sits and teaches you stuff. We are going to show you real world stuff, and that's what it's all about. Real world. How does it work in the real world, right? So this particular one, the guide price is 650,000. Now that is in Highbury, Islington. Anyone who knows Highbury, Islington in London knows that that is cheap, right? Flats, I think that's a 3-bedroom, right? Correct, Kiki?
That is a 3-bedroom.
3-bedroom flat in Highbury, Islington for 650,000. That is cheap, right? That is cheap. These things will go over $1 million, right? But I will show you the due diligence that we'll do. If it's right, we'll go and follow it. So this is another example, and we want to try and show you different examples, basically. So the other one that we selected, Kiki.
This is a very interesting one.
You like this one, don't you?
I like this one.
You like this one.
I think it's good. It's very different.
Okay.
Richmond.
So this is in Richmond. It's a very cheap guide, right? You have to do a lot of work. It has some risks associated with it.
Definitely.
So you have to do a bit of due diligence, which will show you what due diligence you need to do. The guide in Richmond for this little house is £30,000. Right, £30,000.
Richmond.
Now in Richmond. Not far from the centre of Richmond at all, and we will share with you our ideas. You know, you can actually develop a townhouse on here, right? So you can just build a dwelling straight up, two stories up. We need to find out exactly what's going on in the environment. We can only do that once we do the site visit, right? But Kiki really liked this one. Its guide is 30,000, which most people can afford, right? So it will be interesting to see what it goes for in the auction as well. Now, one thing I would like to add is, you know, a lot of people watch Homes Under the Hammer, right? Most people who watch Homes Under the Hammer get sucked in thinking they're going to get a deal. And when you properly watch Homes Under the Hammer, these guys have not done any of their due diligence, none, right? And they often end up making a loss or just saying, well, it hasn't quite worked out. We're not like that. We're going to show you. We are actually going to show you it, right? Show you in real world what due diligence you need to do, what we do in the auction. You know, I've been going to auctions for many, many years, right? And one thing, you know, I'd like to talk about is a deal that I picked up, right? Again, auctions is all about timing. You need to know. So there are times that I do go to auctions, don't get it wrong. But especially in a recession, you know, people are reining back. So there's more deals available, right? Now, one of the deals that I picked up, which we will do a video on, is in 2012 when the Olympics were on. Now, this particular house I picked up and I converted it into 4 flats. Now, when I picked that up, I could not believe that I picked it up for 200,000, right? It is in Kent. I actually thought, have I made a mistake, right? Have I made a mistake? Why isn't anyone that bid, right? The main reason why was because of the Olympics. No one could be bothered to come into central London, right? So all the professional investors thought, well, do you know what? I'm not going to bother to go in. And there wasn't much interest in this particular one, and I picked it up for a song. That particular property right now today is worth £500,000, right? So that just gives you an example. I picked it up for 200. I did the works, but I've made a very, very good return on investment on that, right? But it is actually understanding on how auctions work. And I think a lot of people are scared in auctions because they don't know, the fear of the unknown.
I think a big part of this is it's not about being scared of auctions. It's about understanding how you identify the right deals, right? Again, of course you're competing against investors that experience, but also there might be people that are inexperienced, just like Homes Under the Hammer would come in and purchase and wish for the best. But we're setting you up to go into these to spot deals. So this is not a place where you can't find deals. You definitely can, and we've only picked out 4, and who knows, one of these could be.
But again, it's depending on the guide price, depending on the research that we do, and we want to know how much we spend on it.
So the next one, we're going to go to number 25.
And Kiki wanted me to include this one.
I wanted to include it, but it's not necessarily one we're going to take
forward. No, but it's because I gave you that idea and you thought, shit, I never even thought of that.
I didn't even think it was possible. Well, development first. You corrected me.
So. Okay, so this particular one, we're going to look at advanced strategies in our courses, right? This particular one is actually building another top. In London, a lot of my property development friends are doing it. I'm always looking out for this sort of deal. This particular one is in Ilford, I think. And that's on for 50,000. The guide is 50,000. It has planning permission to develop into 2 one-bedroom flats. So there is scope there to make a decent margin. But it all depends again on the guide and how much it goes for. So it'll be interesting when we go to see what it goes for.
We'll have our eyes on this one.
Absolutely. So we hope that you've got a good flavour of the stuff that we're doing.
So for these properties that we've chosen specifically, again, me and Martin will go away, do the due diligence, we'll go into the auction houses, and we'll see what happens from there. We'll be recording the whole journey as we go along as well. But this one we'll keep an eye on, but the others we'll keep an even more closer eye on.
Exactly. So but the whole purpose of these videos is to educate you, to show you, and we are going to be running an advanced workshop in auctions, so it really gives you a good flavour.
I think it will really set up. It will really set you guys up well for coming to that workshop. And we'll dive in deep on how we did
how you do your due diligence, what to look out for, the tricks that they play, the documents that you have to have ready, and all sorts of things like that. We'll cover it all, so that by the end of that workshop you're a bloody expert. Right? And we want to make you successful above all. Right.
You want to have the firearms of having all sorts of options available. So auction should never be something that you don't do. It should always be.
It should always be in your repertoire. Always. And there is a difference between the bigger auctions and the smaller auctions up north as well.
Big difference.
There is a big difference between those. The big difference in the type of public that you have, right? When you go to London auctions, they're pretty savvy, right? And not to say that they're not savvy up north, but what you get, you really get, you can tell if it's a good deal, how the room will buzz, basically.
Exactly.
Right? So it'll be interesting. So we'll cover all that in that workshop. Keep watching the videos because we've got a whole series on auctions coming in. And remember, unless you subscribe and hit the notification button, you won't know when those videos are released, right?
So make sure you're following all our social medias as well. So Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube. Subscribe, hit the bell button. But share it with your friends and family. Share it with people that you might even know that go to auctions.
Yeah, exactly. You might think, we want to find out more.
Exactly.
So above all, we are a community, and the community is here to help you become successful.
Exactly.
Right. Not to feed you rubbish. To actually give you genuine.
Flavoursome stuff.
Genuine stuff that developers do, that experts do. They're not experts for just the sake of saying, I'm an expert. Is actually doing it and living and breathing it. Right?
I agree, definitely. But again, so we'll look forward to seeing you in the next video, which is going to carry on from this series. But thank you so much again for tuning in, and we'll see you in the next one.
Okay everyone, the auctioneers opened the doors into the property. First look at the property. The roof is in very, very good nick. The other thing you'll notice, I don't know if Kiki can zoom in, the bay has moved. Now you often get this in a lot of bay houses, sometimes especially down a hill. The bays can move, so it just needs a little bit of underpinning on the bay. Maybe just take out the old bay and put in the new bay. You'll see some of the new bays that have been put in, like that one over there. But so we're just going to go in now, have a look, and I'll point out things that you should be looking for in the auction. Okay, so here we are. Are you recording?
Yeah.
Okay, so here we are, just coming through the property, obviously registered at the door. I wish you could smell it. So what we were looking at was the bay. So you can see that there has been movement in this bay, basically. I'll point that out in the outside as well. Yeah, that's right. So new windows all the way around. New so this whole bay just needs redoing, doesn't it? Yeah, the whole bay needs redoing. Right. We're also looking for movement in the walls as well. So obviously there's been a few leaks in the past up there. Yep. So it is a complete gut. You know, you often hear about stinky, smelly properties. Kiki, can you smell it?
Yeah.
What did they say? I can smell money.
That's it.
I can smell money. Right, okay, the guide is low to generate a lot of interest. And what I'm constantly doing, obviously this patch is really sticky. I wonder why. Okay.
Well, it smells like something in here, so it could be.
Yeah, but I hope it's not a dead body that was here for some time. Yeah, so what I'm looking for is movement, really. So again, whole new windows. We'll go outside in a minute. New windows throughout. Yeah, that'll just need replastering. So the whole of it will need replastering. What we're really looking for is any structural issues that it has. We've pointed out the bay, but yeah, structural issues that it has. So we'll just wander around. It is a 2-bed. Right, so, okay, so new electrics, new rewiring, basically, and the gas is up there. That's blown. Do you want to just pause it? Okay, so we're in the kitchen area. You can see it's a ceiling coming down. It's better to actually just raise the ceiling, maybe possibly do an extension if we've got room at the back. So the bathroom, it looks like, is downstairs here. Okay. Okay. When you're doing viewings, you really need to look past what's going on. It's more of a case of what you can add value to. So let's look around outside. Okay. We're not going to get much scope to look outside. Normally well, we can have a look from upstairs. But yeah, so what we'll do is we'll do some comparables in this area of this house as well. So the whole of the back looks as if it just needs redoing completely. It would be a case of lifting the roof up. That there is a small extension there, maybe just extending it to the back. What's next door? Yeah, right. So let's have a look at the rest of the property. I don't know if you can see, but all of this will just, it's definitely a probate. Yep. Right, new back door, new kitchen, extending it out. Let's see if we can create a bathroom upstairs. Yep. Okay, recording?
Yep.
Okay, so we're just going upstairs, having a look. Trying to stay out of everyone's ways because there's lots of people here. Okay, so it is just a 2-bed upstairs, which is why the bathroom's downstairs. It's just plastered. This house we will have to take back to brick. Go all the way back to brick. So Kiki, you can come and have a look. So you can see how they've extended their flat foot roof section there. Mm-hmm. So they've probably put a bathroom downstairs. Yep. Now we have to have a look to see if anyone's done a 2-story extension. It doesn't look as if anyone has actually done a 2-story extension along this parade. Can I have a quick peek out the window, make sure I don't chop my head off? Okay. So there is an extension there, a double-story extension just there.
Yeah, yeah.
Right? But it is deprivation of light that you have to consider when you are doing extension. You can see if you look at the house next door, they've probably put a bathroom downstairs, so they extended the kitchen. This will be it. Mm-hmm. I would actually convert that into a whole flat roof, basically, to give height into the kitchen area and to feel more spacious. Okay. So if you like blackberries, you can pick some there. Mm-hmm. Okay, let's go next room next door. again, same again. We checked out the roof. The roof was in pretty good nick. Looks like the roof wasn't done too long ago. Whoop. Yep. So we haven't got time to actually go into the loft, but doing a visual inspection of the roof from the front. It's brand new. Well, it looks new, so that looks okay. What you're looking for is any movement in the floorboards to see if any of the timbers have gone. But again, it's just going back to brick. That's just a loose floorboard, isn't it? Yeah. Is there any cracks? Yeah. Right. So yeah, that's basically it. Right, we can't look through the loft, but you're looking at a brand new rewire, going back to brick, new plumbing, electrics. Alright, that's right. There will also be other developers here and also builders here as well. The guide is quite low for this property, so I'll do some comparables for you and then prepare for the auction. Right, should we go outside and have a look? Yep. So if we look on the outside, could you just point out where the bay is? Yep. You can see where the movement has been in the bay, and if you look down the centre line, you see there's been movement in the past in that bay, and you can see that. So you just have to make sure that it's not moving anymore. If you look next door, they've obviously had that problem in the past before, so it's just a case of sorting that out. It'd be nice to keep the feature, sanding it all down, and keep the feature, but you can see the house next door there, that they've actually taken the bay out. Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. And we looked at the roof, it's in pretty good condition.
Yeah.
Is this a probate? It smells like one.
Quite possibly.
Yeah.
I did hear that it's owned by the Village Council. So
It's owned by the council?
that's what I've heard, yeah.
Right, okay.
So I presume someone's just died and maybe left any...
Yeah. They didn't die in the house though, did they?
No.
Right. Yeah. Okay. Right, cheers.
Thank you. Right, thanks.
Yeah, new guttering throughout. So it's basically a complete rebuild. Structurally, there wasn't many movements apart from the bay, which can be sorted out, so it's not a big thing. New windows, new electrics, new plumbing. What I would actually do is, since we're doing it, wonder if you can put a dormer in there upstairs. If you looked at the way the hallway was angled, you could actually put another section up, so extending the dormer basically, and creating a loft space and a loft room up there. But you could see if you could put in a bathroom up there as well, right? So we'll look at that, we'll look at the floor plans, and I'll talk you through that. So I hope you've enjoyed it, so you can see what a typical viewing in an auction is like. You know, you get tons of people all in at the same time. You get about 15 minutes to look around the property. So hope you've enjoyed it, guys, and I'll speak to you soon.
Hi everyone,
everyone.
welcome back. So we've seen the property and it was very smelly.
It was. In fact, we should have a smell indicator in there.
We should,
the charts.
There will be some sort of tech where you can like send smell.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah,
they talk about stinky, smelly properties. Well, here you go, swirly carpets. Here you go. You know.
What did you make of the property though?
Well, I thought the guide is very low. There weren't any structural issues at all, apart from the bay, which I pointed out at the front, which can easily be remedied. There's quite a few bays here that have had that little bit of movement, but that is something that can easily be remedied basically. So it's not, it can either be tied in or rebuilt basically.
The property on the left had something similar.
Yeah, exactly. And you could also then render it afterwards as well. Tie it in and then render it afterwards.
Exactly.
But what did you think?
Yeah, I mean, I thought it was very interesting. I mean, number one, the space. Well, first of all, the space of the bathroom had very less space, and we looked at the other properties, and we have the potential to be able to you know, put an extension in that. Maybe not a double story because you might have to get planning, but the single story extension.
Yeah, under permitted development, right? So
yeah.
you could do that extension on the ground floor under permitted development.
Exactly.
Or even a loft conversion under permitted development now.
Yeah, right? And then after we saw a person down the road with
because we were being proper investigators and proper you know, this is what you do as a professional property investor. You're always curious, right?
Yeah, you always are.
So we bumped into this guy who was selling his house. So Kiki and I walked along. We did the usual walking around the area, and we bumped into this guy who on the same road, maybe 10 houses down. Was selling his house, right? So he had a 3-bed, which was on at 375, and he kindly let us in as well.
Yeah, he did.
We had a good old chat. It's if you don't ask the right questions, you can't get in. Right?
Exactly. Yeah.
Exactly. So we walked into his house. Now his is a natural 3-bed.
Yeah.
And from his house being a natural 3-bed, we also got the idea of maybe potentially doing a double extension.
Yeah.
So if you did a double extension, you could obviously push the price up of this house to close to 375.
Yeah, exactly.
But a double extension obviously will incur a lot more costs.
It will. Yeah.
But to create it into a 3-bed, I think that will be ideal. The guy also told us all the houses along here have all got bathrooms at the back. At the bottom. None of them have got bathrooms upstairs.
Yeah.
When we looked at it, it was very difficult to actually put a bathroom upstairs.
Yeah.
The only other way you could do it is if we created a flat roof where the kitchen is, did the extension, and then put in on the middle floor.
Exactly.
Did a double extension. But I'd much rather have that as a 3-bed.
Yeah.
Because 3-beds will, obviously sell for a lot more than a 2-bed.
100%.
Than a bathroom upstairs, basically.
Definitely, yeah. And I think we looked at a lot of the properties around here. They do tend to be 3-beds with some extensions done as well. So I think that's what we're looking at. Yeah, but it was really interesting. I mean, again, it was by chance that we saw this guy, as in going looking around. But no, we got a really good conversation. Just from that conversation, we got a really good gist of what kind of properties are on the street.
What kind of area it is
what kind
as
of
well,
area it is as well. So it'll be really interesting to see what this goes for. What would you say would be like? So obviously we have to do our numbers and stuff. All together. But what do you think this will go for?
Well, I reckon this will probably be around the 200 mark.
Okay, cool.
I think based on what I've seen, in auctions, it all very much depends on the day of the auction,
that's very true.
And the buzz in the room.
That's
when we were there, I don't know if you saw, the investors that were outside. There's probably about 10 of them at the end. Right.
Very true.
That they're all looking. So I think that's where it's going to go. Right. I wouldn't be surprised. Anything over 220. I think if a builder got it, there were builders there as well.
Yeah, there was.
If a builder got it, obviously his price of rebuilding would be a lot lower than our price, basically.
Exactly.
We're going to be about 20 grand more because at the end of the day, builders have to earn. Right? They're not there for doing work for free. And they have to add their margin in as well.
Exactly.
Yeah. So we'll be doing our comparables. We're hoping that you're enjoying this series of auctions. So this is the first auction, and we're going to have a workshop in auctions as well. So keep yourselves peeled. We'll also be going to the auction, so you'll be following us in the auction. We've got about 4 properties that we're going to look at in the auction. This was the first viewing that we did. We won't be doing all the other viewings because they're scattered all over London. But we'll be doing our comparables on there on a desktop as well.
Yeah, exactly.
But in an auction, always go and view it. Never buy. 100%. And I've heard so many people just go and buy blind. Do not do homes under the hammer. Right? You're not a proper professional if you do that. Right, so take it from me,
by all means,
and I won't speak to you
this
again.
This property could have been crumbling by.
It could have been crumbling. You might not have even had a back.
Exactly.
I've seen some programs that haven't even had a back. But that's it. Look, that's a London auction. The guide was very low, which is why I selected it and Kiki selected it in going through the catalogue. When we do our auction course, we are going to dive really deep onto all the paperwork that you should cover, everything basically. So it will completely finish what you need to know about auctions and give you confidence to how to approach auctions, basically.
Exactly. Exactly. Very
okay.
True.
Yeah.
Cool.
You got anything else to add?
No, that's it. Well, we look forward to seeing you in the second part, which is us going to the auction now as well.
Yeah, that's it.
And we'll see you there.
Okay. Take care, guys. Bye. Hi everyone, welcome back to Infinity Wealth. It's an exciting day today, so we're at the London auction. So I've done my numbers, I've got 4 lots that I'm looking at, completely different. One of them is basically, if I get it at the right price, it's going to be a money in, money out. And there's another one also in Wembley that can possibly be a money in, money out. Different strategy. There's also one in Islington that I'm looking at as well. And that's just another refurbishment, full refurbishment, putting back on the market. And another one is a development in Ilford. So keep in touch with us. So we're going to take you through the whole process. It's a very exciting day. The hands are sweating, you know, but you've got to do your numbers. So keep following us and we'll talk to you shortly in the room itself. Okay, welcome back. We're in the auction room, so you can see the crowds building behind me. We'll be going into the auction room soon, so we're at lot 2, so we're quite up early. But yeah, let's see how it goes.
So we've only got one phone bid at the moment.
Oh, one phone bid.
2 internet bidders. Okay, 2 internet bidders as well.
There you go.
Okay, who wants to get me away with a bid on this one? Is there an opening bid of £100,000 here this afternoon?
2, 3.
Sorry? I'll take your bid. A few hands went up, but I'll take yours because I heard it's 150 opening bid.
Yeah.
150. Where do we go from here? 160 anywhere? I'll take your bid at 160. 170 anywhere? There's so many hands going up. If you shout your bid, then I'll take whoever I hear first. 170. 170, gentleman there. 180? 180 I'm bid. 190, 190 I have. 200, £200,000. Was that 210? 210 I have.
I was good luck from that one on this one.
220, 220 I have. Shout if you can. 220, 230, 230, thank you. 240,
Okay.
230 I bid. Is there 240 in the room? 240 I've got you.
These guys are going
240, 250? No, I've taken the gentleman there. 250 I have.
270.
260 anywhere? 250 I'm bid. 260. 260 new bidder at the front. 270. 260 in the room. Is there any better bid than £260,000? 265. 265 on the phone. To James.
Go for 270 now.
What's that? 270? 270, lady up front.
Telling you.
275
We did
on
our
the phone.
numbers on this one as well.
280.
We'll go through them.
280 in the room. 285 to James. 290. 290. 290 I have.
These people
295 anywhere.
They're not interested.
295 to
They're not
James.
interested. They want to live
Who wants to round it up to 300,000?
Oh my goodness.
Have you all finished at 295?
You can buy a done-up house.
That's 225
on the same street.
all finished? Shout if I missed you. Okay, £295,000 then for the first time this afternoon. 295,000 for the second time this afternoon. And third and very last time, sold on the phone.
295. We did our numbers. It's worth 325. Welcome back to Infinity Wealth. So the auction is over. So I wanted to just do a quick recap for you guys on what we found in today's auction. We were going for a few lots in the auction. One was just a straightforward flip. We did the numbers on it, so I'll cover that. Now, one of the main things that we found in the room was there's a lot of newbie investors in this room. They were overbidding. I wanted to see what was going on within that room. Now, there'll be lots of other opportunities coming, especially with Brexit on its way, that you can take advantage of. But you first need to know what you're doing in the auctions, which is why we've released these set of videos. But we'll also be doing a course on auctions. So if you want to find out more about the auctions, click the link below and you can join us on a workshop on a Saturday in Holborn. Now, just to recap on the actual auction. Like I said, the room was full. Lot 2, which is the one that we were interested in southeast London, the guide on that one was 100,000. Now, it was guided quite low. It had potential. This is where we saw the potential in it. You could convert that into a 3-bed by changing the levels of the house, or you could do it as a 2-bed. So one was doing an extension, changing it into a 3-bed, or keeping it as it is and doing the flip. Now, we did our numbers, and you always have to do your numbers properly. Our bracket was 175,000 for this particular property. Same properties on the same street have sold for 325,000. So we had enough margin. What we did was we worked it out on the basis of, if you've ever used bridging, you have to include these numbers in your calculations. So if we were cash buyers, obviously we could pay more, but we wanted to keep it real so people can learn. So we had a ceiling price of 175,000. This particular lot went for £295,000, which meant that whoever bought it wasn't going to make any money out of it, and it was probably a purchaser who wanted to live in the property, because the room was full of very, very amateur investors at this moment in time. Now, as the day progressed, obviously those amateur investors left, but bearing in mind, if you can buy a house that's not distressed for 325,000, why on earth would you pay 295,000 as a professional investor? Okay, so that went to one side. We missed that one. The other one was a lease extension, which I loved in Wembley. Now, also it was in Hendon. So this particular lease extension was brilliant. The lease extension was going to be for £90,000. Now, the guide again was 100,000. The done-up value on this particular house, which was a 3-bed, well, it wasn't a house, it was a flat, or it was a sort of house. 3-bed house, the done-up value on that one would have been about 375,000. But you've got to bear in mind the lease extension of 90,000. And when the lease is so short, you always have to buy it through bridging or direct cash. Once again, we had our guide and we knew exactly what we wanted to pay, but this also went over. I spoke to a number of people, they couldn't understand the market, so whoever's bought it hasn't done their numbers. I think that particular one went for 225,000, which when you add on the 90, then you add on the refurb costs, it's there or thereabouts, and it's not really worth it. So what you really need to do, and what we'll teach you in our courses, is we are professionals, right? We go regularly to auctions. So you will be looking at a professional point of view through my eyes, how I analyse deals, how I think there's potential there or there isn't potentials there, what pitfalls to avoid. And there are many, many pitfalls that you have to avoid in the auctions. If you attend our workshop, we'll go through all that. Our workshops are also very, very interactive. If you've seen any of the comments on Facebook or on our own websites, we try to keep the numbers small because we want to have more of an interaction with you. We want it to be a greater learning experience for you guys. So we'll be analysing deals live. We'll be looking at, even if you've got a deal, bring it with you. We will analyse it with you. We'll give you how to work out the numbers properly, keeping you completely safe in the whole environment. Don't be a muppet. Do not be a muppet. There was plenty of muppets in that room. I couldn't believe it, and a lot of the professional investors, you could tell, some people have seen Homes Under Hammer and they think, I'll buy it, must be a bargain. Because they've seen it at 100,000, they've driven the price up to a level where it's no longer a bargain. So what it's taught us is the market is very buoyant still. Even with the Brexit uncertainty, the market hasn't seemed to have tailed off in this particular auction. So that was interesting. Now, I don't think that will be the same case once 31st of November, October comes around. I think the market will be a very different market, but you've got to understand what you're buying and do your due diligence. And that's something that we will teach you throughout the whole of the course, about how to do proper due diligence to make sure that you're safe. So I hope you've been enjoying the videos. Hope you've got a glimpse of what the room is like. And we want to see you at the next course. So don't forget to share our Facebook page, Instagram, and also our YouTube channel. Share it, because we are giving you content which is free and hoping to increase your learning curve. So give us a thumbs up if you've enjoyed the content, and I hope to see you at the workshop. Take care, everyone. Bye.